News at 10.
We begin with breaking news in the Vols' search for an offensive coordinator. New reports say Georgia's Jim Chaney may return to Rocky Top.
Fox 43 sports anchor Patrick Murray joins us with details on this possible new offensive coordinator. Patrick.
Robin and John, Patrick Brown from our partner at GoVols247.com reports that Jim Chaney is expected to be the Vols' next offensive coordinator. Chaney spent the last 3 seasons in the same position, working under Kirby Smart at Georgia. He's familiar with Knoxville. Chaney ran Tennessee's offense for 4 seasons, starting in 2009 under Lane Kiffin. He served as interim coach for 1 game after Derek Dooley was fired in 2012. That was a 37-17 win over Kentucky. And since then, he's spent time as offensive coordinator at Arkansas, Pittsburgh, and Georgia. The 56-year-old is a native of Holden, Missouri, and has never worked with Jeremy Pruitt previously. Chaney's first offensive coordinator job at the Power 5 level was with Purdue in the late 90s, where he coached Drew Brees. More about his offense and the stats into his offense coming up in sports. Robin and John.
Patrick, we'll see you then. Thank you.